Darren, great to be speaking with you live in person here in Dubai.
Yeah.
It's all about innovation here in the Middle East, isn't it?
Yes.
The first of everything.
Right.
What's the big innovation Boeing is focusing on here and going forward?
I mean, as far as a product is concerned, I think the big innovation continues to be the focus on the 777X. We just announced an additional order with Emirates for 65 more 777s. We've obviously got the 777 flying display. The 777-9 will be here this afternoon and again tomorrow. And I think that's a great example physically of innovation, but there's so many other things that we're focused on, whether it's fuel efficiency, whether it's new technologies, connectivity, and those things are part of the ongoing innovation that have been part of our progress for the last 100 years.
Now, Boeing has, of course, faced a lot of some hiccups in the past few years.
Sure.
You've shown yourself to be a resilient brand.
Right.
How's that journey coming along? What are some of the lessons learned that you're taking forward in this innovation journey?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think the first thing I would focus on is just back to basics. And so what I mean by that is we focus on what we've focused on for the last many decades, which is our products, which is being simple, predictable, and high quality. Because at the end of the day, our tenets are safety and quality, but also the predictability to our suppliers, to our customers, and to our passengers that they can count on. And I think the last 2 years have really demonstrated, the rate progressions, the deliveries, the stability in our supply chain, that we can do it and give us the confidence that we can build from it in terms of higher rates, in terms of future programs, and ultimately, the products that our customers need today and in the future.
I love that everything is taken into stride as we move forward. You mentioned the Emirates order announced at Dubai Airshow. Congratulations on that. There's significant growth coming in aviation. Today there are 29,000 airplanes in the air. The latest Boeing outlook says over 45,000 by 2045, I think.
Right.
And this growth, though, has to be sustainable.
Yeah.
How do we balance this? Growth and sustainability.
I think that's a great thought. That is something that we think about and we work with every day. I think one thing to remember is how important aviation, especially commercial aviation, is to the global economy. We're connecting people, we're connecting economies and trade. And so when we think about how important aviation is, it's not just from emission standpoint, it's from how the world's economy will continue to grow. So that's one thing to think about. The second is when we go along this journey over the next 20 years, the 40,000 aircraft that will be delivered to the market to sustain the growth and also to manage and connect the economy, many of those aircraft will be used to replace older, less efficient aircraft. So we're bringing products that are in between 20 and 30% more efficient than the aircraft they replace. As we go through this, we'll also be introducing more innovations, more technologies to the market that will grow the efficiency of the products that we produce. And so from my perspective, this is one industry that's uniquely motivated to be more efficient, to be more innovative, and that helps make air travel more affordable, but it also helps the economy grow faster and brings economic connectivity to parts of the world that don't have it today.
I'm fully with you, especially in this region where there's a quest for the newest aircraft, the best seat, the lightest seat, right? But I feel, so this was something we discussed at the Boeing Cascade Lab we held together, and a theme that came up was, the newest aircraft, does that fit in well with the airline business model? For example, one of the case studies we discussed was how American Airlines, after the pandemic, got rid of all of their old airplanes and now fly the latest 787 and others. Whereas Delta still has the old 717 flying. And guess what? To Knoxville, you got to fly the 717. And yet it's more profitable as an airline, right? So there's always this dilemmas where certain regions, certain airlines are pushing forward with the newest and hence the most fuel efficient. Yet other business models still require holding on to the old product for as long as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if you think about it this way, it's a capital-intensive industry and sort of a product that we work with. Our airplanes are designed and built to last. And so I think it's a testament to that design that some of these products that we built in the 70s and 80s are still flying.
Yeah.
That's the durability, that's the investment paying back off. On the other hand, in the innovations that we're putting into the future products enable us to continue to invest in efficient technology. So if you think about how the global network has changed, for example, what we've designed into today's airplanes enable people to connect nonstop instead of making multiple connections. It's making the world smaller because of the capabilities and the efficiencies that weren't possible 20 and 30 years ago. So there is that, I would say there's some tension, but on the other hand, these complement each other because you have to be able to make money. The business case has to close for these products over the long run,
right.
But new products help us sort of take the frontiers of aviation even further.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
I think it's something we watch the space, how it evolves.
Of course.
We're in the Middle East, of course,
right.
And the region is known for its innovation.
Yeah.
It has innovated in new aircraft types.
Right.
It has innovated in passenger experience. Starlink was announced recently.
Right.
How do you think Middle East as a region can lead in sustainability and innovation?
That's a great question. I think, from going back to your point about innovation, I think the one thing to think about in terms of the Middle East is you can't invent geography. And the location of the Middle East will always be incredibly valuable to connect people and to connect trade. And so we've seen that, over the last 25 years, especially these hubs, Dubai, Doha, and others that are still growing. This is a place where East meets West. It's a place where emerging and advanced economies connect. And so that's a great kind of basis for a lot of the growth that's happening. But I think when you consider the volume of people, the volume of goods that are coming through here, that enables airlines to be more efficient, to be more innovative, and ultimately to invest in what's needed for kind of the future. And so whether it's more efficient operations, on the ground, in the air, whether it's the combination of existing fossil fuels and incorporating sustainable aviation fuels, there's so much potential in this region because of the volume of traffic that is here. And think about over the next 20 years, this fleet in this region is going to more than double in size.
Right. So what you're saying is whatever innovation happens here can actually scale.
It will scale,
right?
Absolutely.
As
and
opposed
it's
to
something that because of the value, because of the growth that's taking place, the investment can be made in some of that scaling that ultimately ends up in other parts of the world, no question.
Now, one of the things I noticed is Boeing has been investing in sustainability ecosystems.
Sure.
Around the world,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are there some interesting partnerships in the Middle East that you can talk about? From innovation standpoint.
Yeah, I don't have any off the tip of my tongue,
Yeah.
but it's something that we're very focused on in every single region, but especially with customers the size and the scale of what we have in the Middle East. Those obviously are even more important for us to make those investments because that this is where we have so much of our base, so much of our future business, and it's going to be close to where these aircraft are based for the next 2 decades.
Right. I love the potential for scale here, for sure.
Yeah.
Right, whatever happens goes big.
Sure.
Right, big impact. Finally, you've been at Boeing for a long time.
A long time. Last week was my 20th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I think.
You've seen Boeing through multiple phases of growth, of struggle, coming back through growth. How do you keep your teams motivated through what's happening within the company and in the outside environment?
Sure.
How do you keep them going?
That's a great question. I'll try to sort of attack it with 3 different approaches. One is I think we never want to lose sight of how important our industry is to the global economy. I talked about that a little bit earlier, but it's cool to be part of an industry that makes airplanes. And if you walk through our factories, if you talk to the people, you'll understand how passionate we are about aviation and about the magic of flight, but also about making it more efficient, safer, and ultimately helping more people fly, globally. So that's the thing. It's cool.
Right.
2 is the spirit of collaboration. It's so important to learn from people who have worked and learned and taught us so much in the past, but also to make sure that we work together to make the best, most efficient product out there, whether we're working in my organization, on the factory floor. And I think the more we work together and share that, the better off we all are. And I think at the end of the day, we have to understand that this is a growth business. This, aviation, I told you earlier, is such kind of intertwined with the growth of the global economy. This is, and I think we all face it, the backbone of global transportation. And so how fun is it for us to be part of a growing industry that also helps make the world better? And I think that's what is such an exciting part of our company, whether it's, like you said, in the best of times, but also in the times where we think about how much opportunity there is in the long term.
Right. Yeah. No, I love it. I love the focus on the long term, on the bigger picture here.
Yeah. I think, we sometimes get in our own jobs, right? And we think about the little things that we do day to day. But when we kind of back up and realize how important each of these aircraft are. One example is each 737 flies 1 million miles a year. A 787 might fly 3 or 4 million miles a year. That airplane that comes out of the factory as a piece of metal or a piece of carbon becomes hugely important to the airline, to the passengers that fly it, and ultimately to the economy that it serves.
I love it. I think we might actually front with the stat. I love the stat here. The final part of this interview is a rapid fire round in which we get to know you a little bit more personally. 20 years at Boeing. Yeah. We got to know you a bit more, right, Darren? So, simple thing. What's your favorite airline?
My favorite airline is the airline I'm flying.
On the day off. Good answer.
I have so many favorites. I think it's about, I would say my favorite airplane.
Okay, what's your favorite airplane?
Historically it's been the 777 because it's a beautiful airplane. It's a reliable.
I would have expected the 747 upper deck.
the upper deck of the 747 is iconic, but in terms of just the power of the 777, and then I think today I'm getting more and more to be a fan of the 787 just because of what it brings in terms of the feeling.
Okay, we'll keep the 777 there. Okay. Favorite airport.
Doha is beautiful and it's very efficient in this region. I would say Singapore is one of my favorites. Okay. And then just because I love Japan, Haneda Airport in Tokyo, it just works. Yeah. If you want to board a 500-seat plane in 20 minutes, that's the place.
I'm just so happy that Haneda is taking international flights again,
totally
not just
agree.
Narita. Yeah. Favorite city.
You said rapid fire, huh?
One city.
Okay.
One city.
I want to say Kuala Lumpur.
Wow. Yeah. That's a first.
I love that place. Yeah.
Amazing. Have you done Batu Caves and climbed the stairs?
One time. Yeah.
Once. Yeah. Did you run up or did you pant up?
Well, both.
It's 1,000 steps, just for context. What do you do in your free time?
I like to play golf. I like to hike, and I do run. Not always upstairs, but those are the things that just travel. Okay. And I enjoy sport, any type of sport.
Watching or playing?
Both. And
you still have time for Boeing?
I probably don't have enough time for that as I do for the aviation side of things. But in some ways they work together. So, yeah.
What is something you like to learn?
Like to learn?
Yeah.
Oh. I think. You stumped me. I think I'd like to get my pilot's license. So, yeah.
I think Boeing supports that. There's a policy, right?
I think we could figure out a way.
Yeah, let's fix that. Yeah. 20 years.
My daughter's motivated me because she wants to be a pilot, and so I think we're going to do it together. So
even better. Yeah. Love it. What's the best advice you've received?
Always say yes. And what I mean by that is, and again, I don't want to open it too wide, but if you don't think you can do it, you probably can. It just test yourself by trying it, and saying yes to challenges, to opportunities, and ultimately I think you end up better because of it.
Wow. Well, thank you for saying yes to this interview.
Yeah, no problem.
A pleasure speaking.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Pleasure.